Right, hello everybody. Today we are going to be talking about what you do when you've had a major life change. How the fuck do you get over that? And a bit of a different format today. Today you're going to be watching me make some dinner. Yay! Because frankly, I wasn't quite sure what to do with my hands. I don't do, which is why I'm always gripping onto my coffee cup. But this, I figured, we can have a yap while I'm making dinner. Flinging a knife about because that's not psycho behaviour, Obi. But anyway, so major life changes. Okay, we're talking things like lost your job, lost your home, lost a relationship breakdown. I've had one of those recently, and frankly, I've got quite a bit of experience in this. Not the relationships. I'm not that sad, but like I last a couple of years ago, all in the same month, I lost a major contract. So that was a lot of money that suddenly was not there. And my landlord gave me my Section 21, which over here in the UK means they want their house back. She said because she was selling up. She wasn't, she just wanted to get somebody in for more rent. And I also got told, I had the starting off of, cervical cancer. So that was fun. Yeah, September 2023. 1 out of 5 would not recommend. So, and I've been through divorce in my life. I've moved across the country. I've built businesses, lost businesses, so I do know what I'm talking about. So how do you get over this when something major like that happens to you? Well, the one thing I can tell you is that the reason I'm not curled up on the sofa with a pot of Ben and Jerry's about my recent breakup, um, and that's not that I didn't care, not at all, but it's because I maintained my own life during the whole relationship. I had my friends, I still had my hobbies, I was still building my business, and I think if you have that buffer, it's so helpful. So I would say to everybody, even if you're not in the throes of a breakdown, a relationship breakdown, or losing your job or any of those awful things, start building a life. Okay, I've got a goal setting guide if you're not quite sure where to start. Link in the chatter pit. But if you can start just your own hobbies, things that don't revolve around, your partner, your job or what have you, you've automatically built up that buffer then. So when the worst happens, you've got something to take your mind off it for a start. And let's face it, we've all seen it when like our mates break up with somebody and suddenly they're like, I'm going to lose £1 million. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to show them what they're missing. And you're like, it's so fucking obvious. Um, if you've already got your own life, your own hobbies, your own, say, vegetable garden that you grow, or your own, diamond painting, or you go to pub quiz with your mates, which is what I do, you've already got that going. So you don't need to make it. You don't need to pretend because you already have that. And it just gives you that little bit of resiliency. So really, the key is to build a life. If you haven't already got one and it's a case of no, you have to build one, you're gonna have to just do that. So let's think about things that you could do. So maybe you've always fancied going out, hiking. Join a hiking group or pub quiz, or maybe go to museums, or stuff that maybe your partner never wanted to do with you. You can now go and do yourself. Take yourself out on dates. And I realise this video will probably be more about relationship breakups, but it goes for everything. Okay, so if you've got, if you've just lost your job and now you're like, shit, what the hell do I do with my life? Now's a good time to find out. So the other thing I want you to do is is that enough mushrooms? Is it ever enough mushrooms? Can there be enough mushrooms ever? Yeah, that'll do. And the other thing I want you to do is I want you to think about giving yourself a break. Okay? If your best mate came to you and said, I've just broken up with my boyfriend, my girlfriend, I've just lost my job, I've just been given notice on my house, what the fuck do I do? You'd treat them kindly, wouldn't you? Well, I hope you would, otherwise you're not my good mate. You would you'd make sure that they were eating and drinking properly. If you're British, the first thing is like, I'll put the kettle on, I'll get you a cup of tea, nice biscuit. If it's a bourbon biscuit, the shit's really hit the fan. But you've got to look after yourself, okay? You've got to make sure that your body's taken care of, because any major change is a fucking shock to the system, because you're just a chemical factory. So you've got all these cascades of chemicals going through you. Your body's going to be in fight or flight mode, which takes it out of you. So please make sure that you are still eating, you are still drinking, you are getting enough sleep. I know you might not feel like sleeping, but please do take care of the meat suit that you drive around, because it's really important. Because Not only are you going to be going through this trauma, but your body's having to go through this trauma on like fumes, which you can't run a Lamborghini on chip fat, my love. So please make sure you're eating properly. If you're a fan of the power drinks, the energy drinks, for the love of God, knock that shit on the head, because that is not going to be helping your anxiety. I can tell you that for now. So please make sure you're looking after yourself because it's important. And treat yourself gently, okay? We're not machines. And I know that those of us of a certain age, we were raised by boomers. So we were raised to be like, you don't cry. Oh, you're falling over and your leg's hanging off. Wet paper towel, that'll sort it. So we've been kind of raised to kind of like just get on with it, just push through. But you don't have to. Okay, you are human and you have got emotions, assuming that, it's not just AI bots watching this. Treat yourself gently. Be okay. Now, we're not saying wallow, because that's where we unpack and we live in Sorrow Town. We're not doing that. But go easy on yourself. You're going to have days where it really hurts. You're going to have days where you're a bit better. You're going to have days where you're feeling all sorts of things, and that's okay. Honestly, somebody left a comment recently on this channel. I don't know if you're male or female, my darling, but you were saying how you wanted better mental health. I'm rooting for you. I really am. And I want you to be gentle on yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you don't feel like you're getting any better, because that's not going to help anybody, is it? So please make sure that you are looking after yourself and just go easy on yourself, okay? It's a big deal. Relationship breakdowns, losing a house, losing a loved one. It hurts. That shit hurts, and you're allowed to hurt. So make sure that you're looking after yourself. Make sure you're going easy on yourself and start thinking about what kind of things would I like to do now? You don't have to start big. You don't have to suddenly go out and become, I don't know, an Olympic gymnast or whatever. But start thinking about getting out of the house. Start thinking about what kind of hobbies would I like? Even if it's something like scrapbooking, would you like to try scrapbooking? It's all an experiment. I am a big believer that life is just one big experiment where we're just trying out all the different things to see what we like, to see what makes us happy, because our job, it is really to find happiness. And that looks different for everybody. So you hear, you ever heard, complete off tangent cam, have you ever heard the theory, the Sims theory of life, where basically the theory is we're in like a Sims playthrough. So every time we come back, we go a playthrough. So this time I've decided to be a 5'2" nothing hobbit living in Lincolnshire, a female in the 20th century. That's the sim I've decided on this time. The next playthrough, maybe I'll decide something different because I want to experience something different. I like that theory. It's a good theory. But if you think about it like that, then your entire life is just one big experiment to see what makes you happy. Maybe you're a scrapbooker and you just don't know it yet. Maybe you're an archer. Maybe you like horse riding. Who knows? Try all the different things because then you'll figure it out. We're not going to get it right off the bat, but that's okay. That's why it's an experiment. So, yeah. So now off the tangent cam. So you're looking after yourself properly. You're eating properly. You've binned all the fucking energy drinks because them things the devil. They're just going to make you feel like shit. They don't give you energy. They give you anxiety bundled up in a nice shiny can. So cut that shit out. Eat properly. Chicken nuggets, not food. Not food. So don't rely on chicken nuggets. Get yourself something green that's never seen the inside of a factory and you'll be all right. Get yourself a life. Go easy on yourself, please, because there's nothing worse than feeling shit and then feeling shit about feeling shit. So you just piling the guilt on. We're not doing that anymore. So just go easy on yourself and just know that I know it feels like the end of the world and I know it feels like nothing will ever get better, but I felt that when I got my Section 21 through the post, the estate agent came running down the street and put it through the door and then ran off like a kid doing ding dong ditch. Honestly, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But I thought the entire world was fucking ending then. I was like, oh my God, I've got kids, what am I going to do? Rental market's crazy at the moment. I'm never going to find anywhere. And a year later, I mean, it didn't take me a year, it took me 3 months. But then I found this amazing house here in a little village just outside Greasday. Fucking love my house. I'd never leave my house if I had an Aldi next door. It'd be great. I love my house. I've got great neighbours. I've got loads of garden. I've met some amazing people in the village. My daughter goes to the local school now and she's absolutely loving it. The teachers there are great. We're having a great time. Now, if that hadn't have happened, maybe I would still be sat in that broken down, damp house, complaining to the landlord about not doing any of the work. you never know where it'll be. But it turned out to be a bit of a blessing in disguise. So sometimes these things can be a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is a good time for you to reflect on your part in things, because 9 times out of 10, it's never going to be 100% all on one person. So, especially if it's a relationship breakup. So you can always now start looking at yourself and go, right, is there anything I could have done different? Is there anything that maybe, I should have done and I can take with me into the next one? Or is it just a case of, well, I know not to go out with somebody like that again. You never know. I mean, obviously, I don't know your individual circumstances. So you might decide that next time you're going to do something different. And that's okay. That's growth. That is growth. So I'm just going to stick a bit of flour in this now because you can't see inside. Maybe I'll show you. Let me show you what we got going on in here. We got some mushrooms and cream, and there's some pork going into it. It's lemony. Oh, it's my favourite. It's awesome. I love this dish. So yeah, so just give yourself some time to reflect. Give yourself some time to get over it all. And just remember that this could be the best thing that ever happens to you, because if you've had a breakup, and I know it doesn't feel like it. Now, remember, I used to coach people to get over their exes, and well, most of them just wanted to get their exes back. And I was like looking at these exes going, why the fuck do you want this, Chad? What's wrong with you? Um, but just think, the next person you meet might be the one. Or that person might come back, you never know. Maybe, they've had enough time to reflect and they're like, actually, no, fuck it. This was, and your relationship goes into another phase that's even better. Who knows? I don't know. But what I will say, and if you are in the middle of a breakup, stop watching tarot readings, stop watching card pulls, because it's not helping. What will help is you getting a nice big glass of water, some proper food like this, um, cooking yourself something nice, going out for a walk, having a bit of a think, being honest about your own part in things, if it's a relationship breakup, or if it's a job that you've lost, or a contract or whatever, you can now start thinking, well, what do I actually want to do now? Oh, you're a bit wonky. There we go. You can then start looking at these things and saying, this is actually now what I want to do. So it could be a good thing. Um, but I'm rooting for you, darling, and honestly, I know it feels right now like the end of the world, but it's not the end of the world, it's just the next chapter. And I know that sounds fucking twee, but honestly, been there, done that, lived through it. If I could reach through the screen and give you a hug, I really, really would, because I know all of you out there, sometimes we're just lonely, and sometimes we just want somebody to tell us it's going to be okay. And it is going to be okay. I promise you will be okay. It might not feel like it right now, but it will feel okay. So go and stick all those energy drinks in the trash. Have a little think. Be kind to yourself. Get an early night tonight. And just know that you can always come back to my channel anytime you like. I'm here rooting for you. You can drop me a message, drop me a comment. I try and reply to absolutely every comment. So I'm here. I'm here to help and I'm here to listen. Like my poor little, I don't know if you were a guy or a girl, saying that you didn't have very good mental health. Just you can message, you can drop me a comment anytime you like, and I will try and be here to support you, because I know what it's like to have nobody or feel like you've got nobody. And sometimes you just need another human being to be kind to you. And if you know what, I make my videos now not based on the algorithm, not based on what I think will get good views, not what I think will get people to subscribe. Because if my videos can help just one fucking person go, I've watched that video, it's only had 50 views, but bloody hell, I feel better. Job done. I'm more than happy. And I can find other ways to make money to pay the bills, so I don't have to rely on my YouTube. So I can make the videos that just help people, that they're not designed to go viral. So if I've helped, let me know, because it makes my day when I get nice comments. If you're planning on trolling me because of my cooking or my kitchen or the fact I'm not wearing any makeup, you can fuck right off. I'm not in the mood. Don't play with me today. So yeah, have a great day, and I'm here for you. I'm here for you whenever you need me. Okay? See you soon.